Hey, I'm Emma Davis, the social worker, and yes, today is my second day in my office, and we already have a task in hand. And yes, that is our task from suit, from suit. So, you may be wondering why from suit. So, to cut the long story short, I do have a friend now in layman's language. You would call this friend of mine a blind person, or you would say blind person, or you would say the blind, you would say blind friend, you would say blinded. Oh, but in the social work language, you say a person who is blind, or a person with a visual impairment, or a friend who is blind, or a friend with visual impairment, or a student who is blind, or children who are blind, or a child who is blind. So basically, I do have a friend who is blind. So this friend of mine is having prom very soon. Is having prom very soon. These days prom became a competition. So he's having prom very soon, and he reached out to me with a closet compassion to support him. And supporting him by getting him a very good suit, a very decent suit, a very glamorous suit. So I am here begging for resources from you. Yes, I'm here begging for resources from you. I know most of you think that we social workers get our resources through funds, donations, gifts, collaborations, networking. But the reality, social workers, we get our resources through begging. Yes, we get our resources through begging. That's what I'm doing here. I am begging. So all the other things are forms of begging. They are just sweet names for begging, but in actual sense, in reality, the entire process is called begging. So I am here begging, please, 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 But of course, begging does not make me a beggar. Yes, begging does not make us beggars because, yes, we are not beggars, but we are people who beg. So begging does not make me a beggar, but it makes me a person who begs. Yes, it makes me a person who begs. So you may be there wondering what is the difference between you and that. Of course, in layman's language, you are going to use the word street children, but in social work language, you use the word children. You say children living in the streets, or children working in the streets, or children in street situations. Now, I know some of you do work in the streets. You do find yourselves in street situations, so you become people working on the streets or people in street situations. But in this case, let's talk about the children in street situations. So you may be wondering, what is the difference between you, a social worker, and the children living in the streets? Well, because both of us, we are people who beg, so there's not so much difference. The only difference is that for me, I went to study and I got a degree, so I'm a social worker. And for them, they did not get that opportunity, so they stayed on the streets. So basically, there's not so much difference. We are all people who beg for resources to survive. We beg for survival. So basically, I am here begging you. I'm begging you for some money. If you have some money, please give me some money. So that I can buy a very good suit for this gentleman. If you have a very good suit, please give it to me. If you have a very good trouser, please give it to me. If you have a very good shirt, give it to me. If you have a very good necktie, give it to me. Please, please, I'm begging. I'm on my knees. Please give it to me. Please give it to me. Well, that acting is called manipulation, and that is the difference between a social worker and the children in living in the streets. Those children tend to manipulate, they tend to go beyond the limits of begging. Basically, I am here begging you for resources so that we support our brother who is going to have prom very soon. We want him to be the very looking person. We want him to be very glamorous. We want him to feel glamorous. Of course, I know and you know that you will not be able to see how he looks. You will not be able to see the pictures. You will not even be able to see the entire ceremony. But he's going to feel every single inch of it. He's going to feel every single bit of it. He's going to feel every single moment of what's going to happen. So what we are doing right now is to give that gentleman a moment, a remarkable moment. He'll never forget such a moment. So I am begging you, please, I am begging you, if you have something to connect to help us with, please, 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 let us make this gentleman's day the best. Let us make this moment a very unforgettable moment. Thank you very much, Emma Davis.